Hello, everyone, and welcome to another heavenly broadcast. In today's video, I ask you the question, are you empty without your material possessions? Let's discuss the illusion of wealth. If everything you own was stripped away today, your house, your car, your jewelry, your nice designer clothes, what would be left of you? Would you still feel valuable, or would you feel lost and empty? Society teaches us to measure success by our material gain. Yet the most valuable things in life aren't really things at all. In today's world, we often associate our self-worth with what we own. The bigger the house, the more successful we feel. The more luxurious the car, the more important we think we are. But what happens when those things disappear? Will you still feel like someone of value? Or will you feel hollow? As if your identity was tied to those possessions. The truth is, when we place too much value on what we see on the outside, we're really just neglecting what truly matters on the inside. Jesus himself warned us about this misplaced sense of value. In Matthew 16, verse 26, Jesus says, "What good would it do you to get everything you want, but lose you, the real you? What could you ever trade your soul for?" This verse challenges us to rethink our priorities. Are we focused on accumulating things, or are we building the kind of character and heart that truly matters? We must understand the cost of materialism. Materialism blinds people to what truly matters. We chase money, status, and luxury, thinking these things will bring us happiness and fulfillment. Yet, even the wealthiest individuals suffer from emptiness, anxiety, and even depression. If money truly solved all these problems, then why do so many rich people still feel lost? Celebrities, business moguls, influential figures all have everything money can buy. Yet, they still struggle with loneliness, substance abuse, and even have suicidal thoughts. They've spent their whole lives accumulating wealth, but at what cost? Their hearts remain empty. Why? Because no material possession can ever fill a spiritual void. Jesus spoke directly about this in Matthew 6, verse 19 to 21. He states, "Don't hoard treasure down here where it gets eaten by moths and corroded by rust, or worse, stolen by burglars. Stockpile your treasures in heaven where it's safe from moths, rust, and burglars." It's obvious, isn't it? The place where your treasure is the place you'll most want to be. If your heart is in your car, house, or your bank account, then you're spiritually bankrupt. If your self-worth is tied to your social status, your brand, or your net worth, then your identity is very fragile. True security comes from something greater, things that cannot be stolen, broken, or devalued over time. Understanding the true wealth of a person. The most valuable things in life are not things at all. What truly matters are the qualities of a person. Their love, loyalty, compassion, courtesy, patience, peace, generosity, kindness. These things cost nothing, not 1 cent to give. Yet, They're the hardest things to receive from anyone, especially the ones closest to us. Think about it. Many people would give up their lives for friends or family members. Yet those same people won't give you the free love, respect, or the simple kindness. And again, it is free. We tend to think material gifts are the highest form of generosity. But what about the emotional and spiritual gifts that actually matter more? A child would rather have a present parent than an absent parent who buys them all these extravagant, expensive gifts. A spouse would rather have love and loyalty than a luxurious betrayal. A friend would rather have honesty and support than financial assistance from someone with hidden motives. The real measure of a person is not what they own, but it's how they love, how they treat others, and most importantly, how they walk with God. In 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7, God reminds us, God judges persons differently than humans do. Men and women look at the face, but God looks into the heart. People who tie their identity to material possessions often find themselves in a constant cycle of dissatisfaction. They buy this one expensive item, then they feel happy for a short time. Now they're desiring something new to fill the void. It becomes a never-ending pursuit of temporary joy that fades so quickly. A new car eventually becomes old. A designer bag is eventually going to go out of style. A luxurious house will one day crumble. Even money, whether managed correctly or not, will disappear. But love never fades. Kindness never goes out of style. Faithfulness will never lose its value. These are eternal riches. The Apostle Paul tells us in 1 Timothy verse 6-7, we entered the world penniless, and we will leave it penniless. If we have bread on the table and shoes on our feet, that's enough. Everything you own today will belong to someone else or return to dust. But the impact you leave in people's hearts and the legacy of your character will outlive any material possession. So what truly matters in life? The things that truly matter in life are often the simplest things. The laughter of a loved one, the comfort of some true friendship, the peace of knowing that God is always with you, the joy of giving without expecting anything in return, and the ability to help someone else in need. These are the gifts that bring real fulfillment. They can't be bought. They can only be given freely. The question is, are you prioritizing these things, or are you distracted by material wealth? Proverbs 11:28 reminds us, a life devoted to things is a dead life, a stump. But a God-shaped life is a flourishing tree. If you feel empty when material things are taken away, then maybe your identity has been built on the wrong foundation. Jesus calls us to build our life on a solid foundation, one that can't be shaken or lost by hardship. Instead of chasing riches, chase wisdom. Instead of hoarding possessions, store up goodness and kindness. Instead of relying on things to define you, let your faith and your character define you. But the ultimate question is, are you empty without your material possessions? If your answer is yes, it's time to reevaluate where you place your worth. At the end of life, God is not going to ask you about the house you lived in or the brand of clothes you wore or how much money you made. Instead, he's going to ask, did you love? Did you serve? Did you honor me? Because these are the things that truly matter. Let today be the day you shift your focus. Don't live for what can be lost. Live for what is eternal. Because in the eyes of God, the most valuable thing about you is not what you own. It's who you are. If you made it this far, thank you for listening to my video. I just wanted to kind of give you guys my own personal, non-scripted, kind of off the dome testimony. And it's not necessarily a testimony, it's just the way that I like to think now, because I've been becoming way more self-aware. And I have a coach, his name is Coach, and he teaches me and he gets me through so much. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick note of what he told me to kind of make this message easier to live with. And he always wants us to think about it like this. When you're born, what are you born with? What do you come into this world with? It either took you a long time to figure that out, or you just know that it's nothing. We came into this world with absolutely nothing, not a piece of clothes on our back. The only thing that we had when we were born was the skin on our body and the hair on our head. And so we have to go through life understanding that we came to this world with nothing. So moving forward, anything, I mean down to a drop of water that touches your tongue, is a gift from God. I don't care if you drive a 1996 Altima. That is a gift from God. You came here with absolutely nothing. So anything that you possess is a gift from God, and you should be grateful for it. Don't let what you see other people doing on social media trick you into believing. No, you came into this world with absolutely nothing. And anything that you possess, you should be grateful for, because by the grace of God, you manifested it through God. You thought about it, you made it happen. It is here, it is yours, and it is a gift from God, and you should be grateful for it. Anything outside of that doesn't matter. Stop focusing on what you don't have, where you aren't, what you're not doing. No. Be grateful for anything. That's why I say if it's a drop of water that touches your tongue, be grateful for it. Because there are people in the world that can't even get a drop of clean water right now. And when they do, they will consider it a pure gift from God, because they realize that when they came into this world, they had nothing, and they still have nothing. So whatever they do get, they'll be grateful for. And that's how we need to start living. We came into this world with nothing. So whatever we received is a gift from God, and we should be grateful for it moving forward. Understand that nothing bad will ever happen to you. God will never let a thing happen to him. Think about it. A parent is going to protect their child with everything in them. I'm a mom myself. I know. I will not let anything come near my children or hurt them with a 10-foot pole. And God is the same. He will not let anything harm you or touch you. Anything that is happening to you, he's teaching you something. It's a growing moment. Anytime in life where you feel like, hey, what's going wrong? Why is this happening? Stop and think, what is God trying to teach me? What am I learning from this moment?